Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about text alignment. In this chapter, you'll be learning about text align last, vertical align, direction, Unicode BD. The text align property is used to set the horizontal alignment of a text. This property can have one of the following values: left, right, center, and justify. See over here, left will align the text to the left side, and right will align the text to the right side, and center will center the text, and justify stretches the line so that each line has equal width. I'm going to show you this, how it looks. You see over here, we have three headings. One is center, one is left, and one is right. See over here, the text line is center, it's on the left, and this text on the right. Okay? So now, let's quickly see justify as well. Over here, we have justify. The text align justify value stretches the lines, but each line has an equal width. See over here how it looks. Now I'm going to create another div so that you can clearly understand how it looks without justify as well. I'm going to provide a class for this one. I'm going to say no_just. No_just is nothing but no justify. Okay. I'm going to go here and say no_just. I'm going to copy the same line. I'm going to copy everything except the text line. And now let's run the program. And you can see over here the difference in both of them. Okay. This is what text justify does here. See over here how much the words have been stretched so that you can see more comes nearly to the end of the div. But in this case, you can see the words are not so much stressed. They look very clumped up together. So that is the difference between normal text and the text align justify. Okay, it tries to create equal width. You can see over here, all of these text are at the same line. They're all at the same line over here. They're all aligned at the same line. They all end at the same place. But over here, you can see that's not the case over here. In the first one, vulnerable, this one is larger. It doesn't have enough space to accompany this, so it just moves to the next line. It doesn't feel or look better. But this one is actually looking better, the above one. Okay. So now we're going to talk about text align last property. Okay. This will specify how to align the last line of a text. Okay. So this property can have one of the following values. As same as we saw before, can have left, right, center, and justify. This also has auto. Okay. The default value that we'll have. The default value, if you didn't give this, the default is this one. The last line is justified and aligned left. And then we got here start and the end. The last line is aligned at the start of the line, and the last line is aligned at the end of the line. Have a look over here. You see over here, we got a paragraph over here. And in that paragraph, you can see the last line is Konskart, Govida Libero, Ronkesu. Now you can see over here, the last line over here is aligned towards the right. And the last line is aligned towards the center. Or the last line is justified. When you talk about justified, you can see how much space it gives just to be equal to where equal or aligned with other text sentences. You guys can see over here, this is the text align last property. The text align last is at the end, the text align last is at the auto, and it's at the start. The text align last end would push our last line towards the right and aligns it. And the auto will take the default text align of this paragraph and just apply it. So by default, this text align property for this paragraph is left aligned. So you see over here, the text align last auto will align the last value according to text value. Text align last start will all align the same thing. It will just align it towards the left. So for example, if I change my text align, that means the other statements to be justified, the align last will also justify. You can see over here that the last line over here uses the left alignment, but over here this one uses the auto. And I've also set this one to be justified. So your other sentences, they do justify. You see here they justify, and the next one will not justify. They'll be like auto. They either be left or right at the center. So now we're going to talk about the vertical alignment. Vertical align property sets the vertical alignment of an element. This property can have one of the following values: baseline, a length or a percentage, a sub, a super, top, text top, middle, bottom, text bottom. Okay, text bottom is the element is aligned with the bottom of the parent element font. Text top, the element is aligned with the top of the parent element font. Middle, the element is placed in the middle of the parent element. The element is aligned with the lowest element on the line. The element is aligned with the top of the tallest element on the line, if it's at the top. Super. The element is aligned with the superscript baseline of the parent. The element is aligned with the subscript baseline of the parent. Raises 11 an element by the specified length of percent. Default value, baseline. The element is aligned with the baseline of the parent. So have a look over here. So you can see over here, we've got an image over here. Okay, it's just a orange GIF. It's just a square orange, and it has a width and height of 9. Okay, and they have different classes over here. The first one, we're gonna vertically align the baseline. See over here, this is the paragraph. It's just aligned with the baseline of the parent. So the paragraph element is the parent element of this align the orange to baseline. So it's aligned right next to it. Now we're not talking about text top. It'll be aligned to the top. Okay? Top of the tallest element on the line. So over here, I made a small change over here. I've made a change like h1 tag to be high, and that is near the paragraph tag. Now I'm going to see what it does over here. Oh my god. Okay, I completely forgot that this is a block element. Oh gosh. This is a block element. As you can see over here, that I've tried over here mop. This mop is so much taller than the other letters because they have capitalized. So you see over here that the vertical line, the orange appears on top of mop. Nicer text bottom, it goes literally to the bottom level. And remember, what do you mean by text bottom is the element aligned with the bottom of the parent element's foot. The foot of the parent element is where this image goes, or whatever you've told to go. Vertical line sub. Vertical aligned sub is very similar to this one. I mean, it's very similar to the bottom. Okay. So the element is aligned with the bottom of the parent element, but over here, this one is the sub. The sub is nothing but aligned with the subscript baseline of the parent. So this is what we call subscript. And this is what we call superscript. If you remember in math, 2 power 2 or 3 power 2, this would be the subscript, and the top of it would be the superscript. You see over here, we've got the Unicode BD. Now, the direction property will specify the text direction, writing direction within the block level element. So if you see over here that they've given RTL, RTL means R means going towards the right, and left means going towards the left. So RTL means right to left. So you go towards the right, then towards the left. So it will force all the characters to follow directions. You have to follow directions. Okay? Despite whatever we give you, you must follow the directions. Right? Ignoring whether it's LTR or RTL, it doesn't matter. But if you're using BD override, then you force all the characters to follow direction, ignoring it. Okay? So over here you see this one is a reversed text, and it's starting from left to right. Sorry, right to left, where the last character is going to be the first character here, and the first character is going to be the last character here.